Welcome to Good Mythical More. I'm so glad you're here. Oh gosh, you're here.
What are we gonna do, Link?
We're gonna go down memory lane of YouTube viral videos and see if we can rank all of these tremendous videos in order of view performance.
Yes, we're great at that. But first, listen, we've been meaning to talk to you about this. Our latest favorite TV show that we've been watching together, Gotcha Focaccia.
Oh,
It's the one where whoops. It's the one with all the bread holes, and the goal is to reach into a bread hole, and
that has a good thing in it.
which is always
Not,
focaccia.
yeah. But then there's coral snakes in the bad holes.
Right, yes. And most of the contestants end up dying simply based on statistics because there's 100 holes and there's one bread hole with focaccia.
And they have there's like a pre-tape where like you learn their whole life story, and then we root for like
You get attached.
who we want to die or not.
Right. Well, but
Like,
they've all died.
I hope they die from a snake bite. I
Charlie,
hope they don't die.
Charlie was my favorite contestant. He was from Nantucket, and he actually did get the focaccia, but it was right after getting bit by a copperhead.
Right. There's a copperhead in one of them.
Yep.
Yep. And
actually, I think he might be okay.
He was a boat builder, but he hasn't finished the boat.
I think he had hand surgery after that.
Yeah. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Someone
Anyway,
else has to do the sanding.
Gotcha focaccia.
I have a focaccia story.
What?
I have a focaccia story.
Oh.
One time I was having a family dinner at Buca de Beppo, and my grandma was there.
Okay.
Okay.
And
That's 2 strikes.
great night. And she wanted to order, I believe, the focaccia bread, but she asked the waiter to bring some fellatio bread.
I'm listening.
There was a silence at the table, wondering why my grandma knows that word. May she rest in peace.
Wow, it killed her, huh?
I want some of that fellatio bread.
Did she die right there? Was those her last words?
No.
Good.
They were almost mine that I heard, but it was years ago, but it's stuck with me.
Wow.
Fellatio bread. Did you get her focaccia?
We got the focaccia bread.
Okay, you figured it out.
Focaccia.
Let's take a look at a video.
Okay, this is a little clip of Dramatic Look.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
It's famous.
Yep. You strip the music out for rights reasons, but the music really helps. I mean, look how fake his eyeball looks. It was
a moment in time.
it was so great.
It was perfect.
Now, you're mean to tell me if this came out right now on TikTok, brand spanking new, it wouldn't do just as well? It would. This is timeless.
Just as well?
Just as well.
I don't think it can. Thank you. I don't think it can do just as well.
Likes you.
I don't think he can get
Well, if this can't, then nothing can.
one. Okay, you got to think about the time though. Remember, the potential for views when this went big were less than the potential for YouTube views has done this weird sort of curve.
But I'm saying on TikTok now, it could get the views that you won't get the amount of views on TikTok that it got at the height of like YouTube.
Actually, it might because
so.
the TikTok views come pretty easy.
Let's compare it to the next one,
Okay.
and
This
then
is-
that'll kind of help us.
Unicorn after wisdom teeth.
Okay.
I feel like a unicorn just took me on a ride to a magical palace to the land of the blueberries.
Land of the blueberries.
Land of the blueberries. I'm just trying to keep straight what you're saying. Land of the blueberries. Now this is no David
That's a
After
good time.
Dentist.
I can't believe I haven't had my wisdom teeth removed.
You should get them removed just for this.
I know, just to ride on the blueberry unicorn.
Land of the blueberries.
I mean, the colonoscopy was similar.
I don't remember this video.
I've never seen this.
Me neither. So
That's a sign.
it has
it's
less
no dramatic look.
than dramatic look. The thing about dramatic look is it's got all these views on YouTube, but then there was the memification of it.
Oh yeah, we're not quantifying.
And
we're not quantifying.
not even
the
able to
full-
quantify
the
that.
full views.
Right. So we're saying that's not.
No chance. Yeah. No
There's
chance.
no chance that that's just.
I think we
Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna put it over here.
Yeah. Make room.
all have seen this next video, though. The annoying orange.
Hey, Apple. Apple. Hey. Hey, Apple. Hey. Apple. Hey, Apple. Hey, Apple. Apple. Hey. Hey, Apple.
What? What is it?
Orange, you glad I didn't say apple again?
Ah, the annoying orange.
Classic. Still around.
Dane's still
Still
doing
around.
it. I mean,
Here it
for
is.
about as long as we've been doing what we've been doing. That first one was so big.
And then it stayed really big. It got bigger.
And then there were so many other additional videos in the series to then redirect back to the very first one.
Yep.
That is still live.
We're in one of them.
We are in an episode of The Annoying Orange.
Look, Hitch.
Oh, thanks,
Hitch
Hitch.
seems to like you. I wasn't under the impression that Hitch liked you.
Well, don't ruin it for me because I was going to say that they're obligated. You know, if you had one, you would be getting liked right now. But this is sort of consistent with
people who would like me, though.
This is consistent with my personality that formed at a young age, which was feeling like doing well is how I got people to love me.
Okay, Katrina
So this makes me feel right at home.
Katrina likes you. Is that a surprise to you that Katrina likes you?
No, Katrina likes everybody.
Okay, more to do with her than
Katrina likes people that she shouldn't like.
Right, she has a
Yeah.
you have a subversive
Yeah.
attraction to things which are not
Yeah.
healthy for you.
And bad boys. Her husband's a bad boy.
Bad boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's a real bad boy.
Should have seen him at the wedding being such a bad boy.
He's such a bad boy.
He's a bad boy. He was doing graffiti.
He's always
at
like
their wedding.
He doesn't actually break any laws, but he flirts with breaking the law. Ooh, you got a thumbs down. Oh.
See what happens, Michaela, when you try to dislike me? Things fall apart around here.
Whatever.
I think that the annoying orange, it can't have more than this, but it's up there. It might have more than the thing.
I know. Let's just test it out. I believe.
I don't know if I'm familiar with at least this title. The crazy, nasty ass honey badger. Let's see.
Oh
let's
yeah,
see
oh
the
yeah,
clip.
yeah. I know about
This
this.
voiceover.
This is the honey badger.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, this is great.
And then, so the honey badger eats a snake.
Honey badger don't care. Says stuff like that.
Yeah, honey badger don't care.
How'd I miss it?
I don't know. This was a
I can't
classic.
believe you don't
and it's
know about
just a
it.
I
National
know.
Geographic video.
Honey
that
badger
was
don't
voiceover.
care.
Honey badger don't care. The crazy nasty ass honey badger.
Yeah. This is big.
Oh man, it's so funny.
I don't think it's as big as those. The reason why I want to keep Annoying Orange first is because the Annoying Orange was created by a legitimate creator, not just somebody who did
it wasn't happenstance.
just did.
It was planned. It
Yeah.
was planned, but
And it worked.
crazy nasty ass honey badger was somebody doing a purposely comedic voiceover
Yes.
over a clip.
And I do like that too.
But this isn't about
But-
what you like.
But I don't think
This is
this,
about what you
the
think.
honey badger doesn't beat the chipmunk. What is that? Prairie dog?
It seems prairie doggish to me.
Prairie dog in it.
Maybe I don't know this. Maybe I don't know anything. Where's the chapstick?
Okay.
Where's the chapstick?
Yeah.
Where's the chapstick?
I have not seen that either, Steve.
Okay, good.
Where's the chapstick? You seen that, Chase?
Yeah.
No, but have you?
Where's the chapstick?
And then she goes.
Wow, Chase is really familiar with this.
Where is she now? Crazy trumpeter G1. Still looking for the chapstick.
I think this is pretty
I gotta
low.
put this one
This
low.
is pretty low. But Chase knew
Where's the
about it.
chapstick?
When was this approximately? Because this feels like Shmo Yoho 17 years ago. Like this reminds me of
Michaela.
you know, the Sunny D and Rum lady.
D.
But the Gregory brothers would take that and make it into a,
But not in 2007. They didn't do that.
you know.
No, not that early.
They didn't start doing Songify the News until
2009,
9,
2010.
maybe 9.
We lived it.
We're gonna put it at the bottom.
We lived all of
Sorry,
this internet history.
crazy trumpeter.
We lived it all. How's that make you feel? The fact that we lived all
Yeah, get it straight.
of this.
Get
I'm a
it.
fixer.
Yeah,
Fix things.
Michaela, set that straight.
Does that mean you bury the bodies?
And finally, one that I know well, shoes.
Uh-huh.
Just
Now stop fighting. You two are twins. Goodness sakes. Don't they have the same thoughts?
Shiz. PlayStation.
Fiscal responsibility.
Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt.
Kelly, where are you going?
Out.
Or
Kelly, what are you gonna do with your life?
I'm going to get what I want.
Wow.
What? And that's a picture of
Tom Skerritt,
that's who that is?
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Did
The
TJ
amount
make
of
a Tom
times
Skerritt joke the other day?
that
That sounds like a TJ joke.
I quoted this
Oh,
with
thank you.
friends, that entire front
This
skit.
was your jam, Stevie.
It really
Shit.
was. But it should have been the crazy, nasty ass honey badger, apparently.
Well, yeah, you got to watch that.
Yeah, you gotta
unedited.
check it. You gotta check that
Oh,
out.
look at this.
Shoot, I thought in the last time we did this, we had a
A Kyle Sullivan video.
Kyle Sullivan
And they
video.
don't do as well as you think that they would have because they're pretty niche and they're pretty old. That was what I seem to remember.
I actually like this order.
Look at this. Ah, Maggie, you trickster.
Look at Maggie.
First of all, I just feel so loved right now.
Well, liked.
Enough like ends up being love. If you're liked by many, you're loved by few.
If you like really hard, that doesn't turn into love. This one has an asterisk. Let's get Fakasha sometime.
Okay. Talk dirty to me, Carney.
Using that grandma dirty talk. What did you call your grandma? Grandma? Grandma teach you a thing or two, huh?
Do you feel good about this order?
I said that I did.
Okay, well, I do as well.
I mean, how many do we have right, Stevie? I don't know if
I
that's
was
a
not prepared
legitimate way to ask
for
that question.
this math. I think you have two.
I mean, relatively speaking.
Oh no, one. Yeah, you are in the correct direction, but I believe you're a little mixed up.
Dramatic look.
We're putting dramatic look first. We're putting
Honey Badger
second.
Yeah.
putting annoying orange third. Thank you. And then
Even the sound department likes you a
I
little
think
bit.
you got to put where's the chapstick above unicorn after wisdom teeth. How we looking now?
It is 3. You have 3 correct.
Do we get these right now?
No.
Do we get those right now?
Well, you have 1 right on the first on your side and 2 right on the other side.
Okay, well, just
Okay.
what are we gonna
Okay.
do?
At number 6.
The thing that we didn't put. Hold on.
Oh, you wanna keep-
We now know that the Honey Badger's number 1. Is basically what she just told us.
Why? What? No.
You said you have 1 right. So something from over here needs to go over there.
No, you switch something. You switch something on that side that kept you at 1. Okay. Now you have 2 right on that side. No.
We have 2 right on that side, so one of these needs to go.
No. No.
Leave
No.
this. Leave orange. Leave orange is number 1.
Oh, I understand.
I think one of these needs to go over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dramatic look is not as.
No, honey badger.
You need to switch to. Just like trade too.
I thought you liked bad boys.
Well, it's over. But you suck. You're sucking at this.
So we need to take nasty ass honey badger over, don't we?
No.
Dramatic look.
Shoes.
And then bring shoes over.
So start at the bottom. Take us through. Thank you. Through the view count on these.
Yeah. Number 6, Unicorn After Wisdom Teeth, 10 million views.
Okay,
Not
respectable.
Too shabby.
Where's the Chapstick? 30 million views.
Oh, big jump.
Dramatic Look, only 46 million views.
You'd be surprised.
Well, that's YouTube. That's the main video on YouTube, so you know. Shoes, 69 million views.
Perfect.
Hold
Don't
steady.
nobody watch it.
The crazy nasty ass honey badger that I haven't seen, 103 million views. And annoying orange, 260 million views.
That's incredible.
Kids.
That is incredible.
Kids love it. Everybody loved it for a while. Everybody had to watch it. But the kids kept watching.
It was also imitated, but never
duplicated. Who were we in the annoying orange? We were like
a pair of something.
Pairs.
Were we pairs?
I think we were pairs. We were quite a pair.
We were quite a pair. I don't remember. I don't know if we were. There was two. We were the two of the same thing.
I do remember.
You know, she uses the same
eye twice.
Same eye twice.
And the eyes are upside down. No, they're not. And the nose, not one.
You get to pick which eye you want. I don't know.
I think we got to pick which eye we wanted, which is was an honor.
It makes a difference for me. One of my eyes is bigger than the other. I said, use my big eye.
Crab Shack is a little place. And then it'd be Crab Shack, baby. Crab Shack, baby.